The Ashford estate sits on 12 acres of manicured perfection. Today, it's chaos. Victoria Ashford, heiress to a billion-dollar pharmaceutical empire, has vanished. Not just vanished. Evaporated. 30 minutes before walking down the aisle. Her father, Richard Ashford, stands in the bridal suite, his face the color of old newspaper. 300 guests wait in the garden. The groom, a tech CEO named Marcus Chen, paces in the library, checking his phone every 15 seconds. She was here, the maid of honor stammers, clutching her bouquet like a life preserver. I went to get her grandmother. 5 minutes. That's all. The wedding dress lies on the bed, still warm. The veil floats in the breeze from an open window. Security footage shows nothing. The cameras covering the exits. All functional. All showing nobody leaving. Richard Ashford's voice cracks when he speaks. Find her. I don't care what it costs. Find my daughter. If you want to know what really happened to Victoria, subscribe now. This story gets darker than you think. Maya Torres has a different kind of problem. She's crouched in an alley behind Rose's Diner in downtown Portland, her camera pressed to her eye, waiting. The light is perfect, that golden hour glow that only happens twice a day. But her subject won't cooperate. A stray cat. Orange tabby with a torn ear. Maya's been tracking him for 3 weeks. Come on, Mango, she whispers. Just one shot. This isn't about the cat. Not really. It's about the photography contest. First prize, $10,000. Enough to save her struggling studio. Enough to prove to her parents that she didn't waste her journalism degree chasing art. The theme is Unseen Lives. Maya's series follows this cat through the hidden corners of the city. She has 27 perfect shots. She needs one more. The final piece that ties everything together. Mango stares at her. His good eye catches the light. Maya's finger hovers over the shutter button. A truck backfires. Mango bolts. No, no, no. Maya chases him down the alley, her camera bag bouncing against her hip. She's run 6 blocks before she realizes she's lost him. She leans against a brick wall, breathing hard. Her phone buzzes. Rent reminder. Due in 3 days. She has $400 in her account. Her rent is $1,800. Maya slides down to sit on the concrete. Maybe her parents were right. Maybe she should have taken that job at the newspaper. Weddings and birthdays and corporate headshots. That's where the money is. Not art. Not stories about stray cats. But then she sees it. Scratched into the brick beside her head. A symbol. Crude, but deliberate. 3 curved lines forming a spiral. She's seen this symbol before. Last week. Different alley. Different part of the city. She pulls out her phone, scrolls through her photos. There. And there. 7 different locations. Always near where Mango appears. Someone's leaving a trail. But why? Maya stands up, dusting off her jeans. Maybe this story is bigger than a photography contest. Maybe this is exactly the kind of thing that matters. She just has to figure out what she's looking at. Back at the Ashford estate, the professionals are baffled. Detective Sharon Wells has worked missing persons for 15 years. She's never seen anything like this. No signs of struggle. No ransom note. No evidence of foul play. It's like she dematerialized. The private security team hired by Richard Ashford is no better. They've swept every room, every closet, every crawl space. Nothing. Marcus Chen, the groom, hasn't moved from the library. His best man brings him scotch he doesn't drink. She wouldn't just leave, he says for the 100th time. Not Victoria. She's too deliberate. Richard Ashford interrupts the security briefing. What about the photographer? The one Victoria hired specifically. She kept talking about her. Said she saw things differently. The wedding planner flips through her clipboard. Maya Torres. Independent. Victoria found her through some contest announcement. She insisted on hiring her, even though we had professionals lined up. Where is she? She was scheduled to arrive at noon. Left at 11. Said she had an emergency with another client. Detective Wells looks up. Did anyone get her contact information? The wedding planner's face goes pale. I assumed someone did. Richard Ashford's fist slams on the mahogany table. Find her. If Victoria hired her specifically, there's a reason. My daughter doesn't do anything without a reason. Detective Wells makes a note. We need someone who can read between the lines. Someone who sees what we're missing. The words hang in the air like prophecy. Maya spends the next 2 days doing what she does best, investigating. The spiral symbols appear in 12 locations across Portland. Always in alleys. Always near places Mango frequents. But now Maya notices something else. Each location is within 3 blocks of a missing person poster. She stands in front of a coffee shop, studying the bulletin board. Faces stare back at her. Runaway teens. Adults who disappeared without explanation. One poster is new. Fresh paper. Sharp edges. Samantha Rodriguez, 19. Last seen Thursday. Thursday. That's when Maya photographed Mango near the spiral symbol on Hawthorne Street. Her journalist instincts kick in. She pulls out her notebook. Yes, she still uses paper because batteries die but ink doesn't, and starts mapping. Each disappearance. Each symbol. Each Mango sighting. The pattern emerges like a photograph in developing fluid. Someone is using these symbols to mark locations. But for what? A territory? A warning? A trail? Maya's phone rings. Unknown number. Maya Torres. Speaking. This is Detective Sharon Wells. Portland PD. I need your help with something unusual. It's about a wedding you were supposed to photograph. In Seattle. Maya's stomach drops. She'd cancelled that job. The Ashford wedding. She'd sent an apologetic email and refunded the deposit. She needed to track Mango. The contest deadline was in 4 days. I can explain. The bride is missing. Victoria Ashford. She vanished from her wedding. And apparently, you were the only vendor she specifically requested. We need to know why. Maya sits down on the curb. I've never even met Victoria Ashford. We only exchanged emails. Can you come to Seattle? The family is desperate. They are willing to pay for your time. Maya looks at her notebook, at the pattern taking shape, at the unfinished story. Then she looks at her phone. Rent reminder. 2 days left. How much are we talking? $5,000. Just to look at what we have. Answer some questions. It's not the $10,000 from the contest. But it's enough. Enough to keep her studio. Enough to keep chasing stories that matter. I can be there tomorrow, Maya says. She doesn't know it yet, but she's just agreed to solve 2 mysteries instead of 1. The Ashford estate sits on the edge of Seattle, overlooking Puget Sound. It's beautiful. It's also a fortress. We tried bringing in a forensic psychologist, Richard Ashford says, leading Maya through the marble hallways. She analyzed Victoria's room, her journals, her computer. Nothing useful. Said Victoria was hiding something, but couldn't tell us what. They reached the bridal suite. It's been preserved like a crime scene. The dress on the bed. The veil by the window. The shoes placed carefully by the door. Maya pulls out her camera. May I? Detective Wells nods. Photograph whatever you want. Maya starts with the obvious. The dress. The window. The makeup table with its scattered brushes and half-applied lipstick. Then she sees what everyone else missed. The wedding photographer's equipment is still here. The one Victoria fired, or rather, didn't fire. She just hired Maya and never told the original photographer to leave. Whose gear is this? Maya asks. The wedding planner looks confused. The original photographer. Preston James. His. He actually hasn't left. He's in the guest house, waiting to see if we need him. Maya kneels beside the equipment bag. Professional setup. Expensive lenses. But something's wrong. The camera bodies are here, but the memory cards are missing. Where are the photos from this morning? The getting ready shots. Everyone exchanges glances. Preston said he hadn't started shooting yet. Detective Wells says slowly. He was waiting for the ceremony. Maya stands up, her pulse quickening. That's not how wedding photography works. You always shoot getting ready. The dress. The details. The anticipation. That's half the story. She pulls out her phone, opens her email. Scrolls back to her correspondence with Victoria Ashford. There. 3 weeks ago. Maya, I need you specifically because of your photojournalism background. You see stories that others miss. There's something I need documented. Something I can't say directly. But it will be in the frames. You'll know what to look for. Trust your eye. Trust what the camera sees that people don't. Maya had thought Victoria was being poetic. Brides often are. Now she realizes Victoria was giving her instructions. I need to see every photo taken here in the last month, Maya says. Professional shoots, family snapshots, security footage. Everything. Richard Ashford looks hopeful for the first time in 2 days. What are you thinking? I'm thinking your daughter didn't vanish, Maya says. I'm thinking she left you a trail. And she expected someone trained to follow stories to find it. Maya sets up in the Ashford library with her laptop and 4 external hard drives full of images. Security footage. Family photos. Engagement shoot. Venue scouting pictures. She works the way she always does. Looking not at what's in focus, but at what's in the margins. The background. The reflections. The shadows. 4 hours in, she finds the first one. A photo from the engagement shoot. Victoria and Marcus on a beach at sunset. Romantic. Perfect. Except in the background, barely visible in the rocks, someone has scratched a symbol. 3 curved lines forming a spiral. Maya's breath catches. She pulls up another photo. The venue scouting shots from 2 months ago. Victoria standing in the garden where she was supposed to get married. Behind her, carved into a tree trunk, the spiral. Maya opens her own archive. Her photos of Mango. The symbols in Portland. They are identical. Her hands shake as she pulls up more Ashford photos. There. And there. In every significant location Victoria visited in the months before her wedding, the symbol appears. Subtle. Easy to miss. But deliberate. Maya stands up so fast her chair falls over. Detective Wells, she calls. I need to show you something. But as she turns toward the door, she sees him. Mango, the orange tabby with the torn ear, sitting in the window of the Ashford Library, 200 miles from Portland. Impossible. The cat stares at her, then jumps down and disappears into the garden. Maya doesn't think. She grabs her camera and runs. Maya chases Mango through the Ashford garden. It's massive, 12 acres of roses and fountains and hedge mazes. The cat moves with purpose, not fleeing, leading. They reach the edge of the property, where the manicured lawn gives way to wild forest. Mango stops at an old stone structure. A groundskeeper's cottage, maybe. Or a folly. Something from when estates had romantic ruins built for aesthetic purposes. The door is ajar. Maya's journalist instincts war with common sense. Common sense loses. She pushes the door open. The cottage is furnished. Not abandoned. Recently used. There's a laptop. A phone charger. A duffel bag. And photos. Dozens of them. Printed and pinned to the walls. Maya steps closer, her camera forgotten. The photos show Victoria Ashford. But not at her wedding. Not in her normal life. Victoria at homeless shelters. Victoria at addiction recovery centers. Victoria in the parts of Seattle that tourists don't see. And in every photo, in the background, barely visible, spiral symbols. You found it. Maya spins around. Victoria Ashford stands in the doorway. She's wearing jeans and a sweater. Her hair is in a ponytail. She looks nothing like the bride who vanished. I knew you would, Victoria continues. You're the only one who could. Maya's camera comes up instinctively. She takes the shot before she thinks. Victoria, backlit by the afternoon sun, looking more at peace than any bride should on her missing wedding day. You hired me to find you. Maya asks. I hired you to document this, Victoria says, gesturing to the photos. To see what I've been doing. What I need people to know. The spiral symbols. A way to mark safe places. Shelters. Meal programs. Places where people living on the streets can find help. I've been building a network. Using my family's money, but secretly. Because if my father knew. Maya lowers her camera. He'd stop you. He'd make it a PR campaign. Turn it into another Ashford Industries charity for the tax write-off. I needed it to be real. Anonymous. Actually helpful. And the wedding. Victoria sits on the cottage steps. Mango jumps into her lap. Of course. Not a stray. Victoria's cat. The whole thing was staged. I couldn't go through with it, Victoria says. Marcus is a good man, but is also my father's business partner. This marriage was a merger. I'd lose control of my inheritance. I'd lose the ability to keep helping people. Maya sits beside her. So you vanished. I left clues in the photos. I knew Preston, the original photographer, wouldn't see them. He's competent but conventional. But you. I saw your work. The way you find stories in shadows. I knew you'd understand. The symbols in Portland. The missing person posters. Victoria nods. I've been working with street outreach programs. Helping people who disappear because society forgets them. I used Mango as a marker. I'd take him with me to locations, let him be photographed. Anyone looking for the pattern would find the network. Maya pulls out her notebook. The map she'd made. These 12 locations. They're all safe houses. Or information drops. Places where people can find help without judgment. Without paperwork that might get them arrested or deported or separated from their kids. From the main house, voices carry across the lawn. Detective Wells. Richard Ashford. Security teams fanning out. They are looking for you, Maya says. I know. Victoria stands. That's why I needed you to find me first. To document the truth before my father spins this into something else. Maya looks at her camera. At the photos on the cottage wall. At the story unfolding in front of her. This isn't the contest entry she'd planned. It's better. What do you need me to do? Maya asks. Maya and Victoria walk back to the main house together. Mango trots ahead. Richard Ashford sees them first. His relief transforms immediately into fury. Victoria, where have you? I need to show you something, Dad. Victoria's voice is steady. And I need you to listen. Really listen. They gather in the library. Richard, Marcus, Detective Wells, the wedding planner, the security team. Maya sets up her laptop. For the past 18 months, Victoria begins, I've been building something. A network of safe locations for people experiencing homelessness, addiction, trafficking. Real help. Not charity galas. Not PR campaigns. Actual resources. She nods to Maya, who starts the slideshow. Photo after photo. Victoria at shelters. Victoria talking with outreach workers. Victoria marking locations with spiral symbols, visible to those who need them, invisible to those who don't look closely. I used my trust fund, Victoria continues. The one grandmother left me. The one that comes with no strings. I've funded 17 safe houses. 6 mobile medical clinics. 23 peer support groups. Marcus Chen leans forward. His face shows understanding, not betrayal. The business trips you took without me. The spa weekends. I'm sorry I lied. But I needed this to be mine. Not Ashford Industries. Not another corporate tax deduction. Mine. Richard Ashford is silent. Maya watches him through her camera viewfinder. She's still recording. Journalist habits die hard, and sees the calculation in his eyes. "This is why you ran," he says finally. "You thought the marriage would end this. The prenup gave you oversight of my inheritance. Marcus is your business partner. I'd become another Ashford asset. So you staged your own disappearance." Victoria looks at Maya. "I left a trail for someone who would understand. Someone who sees what others miss." Maya steps forward. "I found the symbols in Portland while working on a photography project. They led me to missing person posters. People who vanish because society looks away. When Detective Wells called about Victoria, I didn't realize the cases were connected. But they are. Victoria's been helping people who slip through the cracks. And she needed documentation that couldn't be buried. She pulls up her own photos. The Portland alleys. The symbols. The map showing the pattern. Your daughter didn't just create a network in Seattle. She's been coordinating with organizers in 3 cities. These symbols mark safe locations. Anyone trained to read urban photography, graffiti artists, street photographers, outreach workers, can follow them. Detective Wells speaks up. "Is this legal?" "Completely," Victoria says. "I've worked with lawyers who specialize in nonprofit structures. Everything's documented. Everything's clean. I just didn't want it public yet. These communities need trust, not press releases." Richard Ashford stands, walks to the window, looks out at his 12 acres of manicured perfection. "You could have told me," he says quietly. "Would you have let me do it?" The silence answers. Marcus Chen breaks it. "I would have." He looks at Victoria. "I wish you'd trusted me." "I'm sorry. I don't want a merger," Marcus continues. "I never did. I wanted you. The woman who disappears for weekends and comes back exhausted and happy. The woman who knows every outreach worker in Seattle by name. That's who I fell in love with." Victoria's composure cracks. "The prenup. We can change it. Or tear it up. Your father suggested it. I never wanted control of your money." Richard Ashford turns back. "I suggested it because I'm a businessman, and businessmen protect assets. I thought you needed protecting from yourself, from your idealism. I needed to prove I could build something real," Victoria says. "Something that matters, not another corporate acquisition." Her father's expression softens. "You proved it. You've built more in 18 months than most people do in a lifetime." Maya keeps filming. This is the moment. The convergence. When separate stories become one story. "I can't go back to pretending," Victoria says. "I won't marry Marcus if it means giving this up." Marcus stands. "Then don't. Marry me because you want to. Or don't marry me at all. But don't give up what you've built. It's too important. Your business partnership with my father is a business partnership, not a marriage contract. We can separate the two." Richard Ashford clears his throat. "Victoria, I may not understand what you've done, but I recognize results. 17 safe houses. 6 medical clinics. That's impressive. It's not about being impressive, Dad. It's about being necessary." "I know." He pauses. "I want to help. Not take over. Not publicize. Just support. Let me use Ashford Industries' resources to expand what you've built. You control it. You direct it. We just provide the infrastructure." Victoria looks at Maya. "What do you think?" Maya stops recording. "I think you should get it in writing. And I think you should let me finish documenting this. Not for a wedding album. For a story. The real story. Your photography contest," Victoria realizes. "Unseen lives. This is it. This is the story I've been trying to tell. People who matter but get overlooked. Systems that help but stay invisible. and a woman who vanished from her own wedding to save what she built. Maya grins. It's better than photos of a stray cat. Victoria laughs. The tension breaks. Detective Wells closes her notebook. I'm going to call this case solved. Missing person found. No crime committed. Though next time, Ms. Ashford, leave a note. There won't be a next time, Victoria promises. From now on, I'm done hiding. 3 weeks later, Maya stands in a gallery in Portland. Her photography series Spiral Safe covers 3 walls. Photos from Victoria's safe houses. Images of the spiral symbols. Portraits of outreach workers and the people they help. And the final photo, Victoria Ashford in the cottage doorway, choosing truth over expectations. The placard beside the entry photo reads, "Sometimes the biggest disappearance is the one society creates, when we stop seeing people who need help." This series follows 2 parallel investigations, a missing cat in Portland and a missing heiress in Seattle. Both stories revealed the same truth. Someone was leaving a trail. Not to be followed, but to help others find their way. Maya wins the contest. The $10,000 prize pays her rent, pays for new equipment, funds a whole year of documenting invisible stories. But that's not the important part. The important part happens on opening night. Victoria attends with Marcus. They are engaged again. New ring, new terms, new understanding. The wedding is postponed indefinitely. Victoria says they'll get married when the work pauses long enough for celebration. Maya suspects that means never. She approves. Richard Ashford comes too. He stands in front of a photo of his daughter serving meals at a shelter, and something in his expression shifts. The next week, Ashford Industries announces a new housing initiative. Victoria runs it. It's not a PR campaign. More importantly, the symbols spread. Artists see Maya's photos. Outreach workers recognize the pattern. The spiral mark starts appearing in other cities, other states, always subtle, always in the margins, always pointing toward help. Maya receives emails from photographers in Denver, Austin, Boston. They are documenting their own networks, following their own trails, seeing what was always there, just waiting to be noticed. The project expands beyond what Victoria built. It becomes a language, a map that emerges when you train your eye to see it. And Mango, his officially adopted, Victoria's cat, still shows up in Maya's photos sometimes, marking locations. Still leads people to places they need to find. On the final night of the gallery exhibition, Maya and Victoria stand together, looking at the photos. "If I hadn't cancelled your wedding," Maya says, "I'd still be chasing that cat through Portland alleys." "If you hadn't been chasing that cat," Victoria counters, "you wouldn't have seen the symbols, wouldn't have understood what I was trying to say." Everything's connected. Everything's connected, Victoria agrees. They watch as gallery visitors move through the exhibition. Some people see just pretty photos. Others see the story. A few see the symbols and nod with recognition. They know what they mean. Those are the ones who matter. Maya's phone buzzes. A message from a photographer in Atlanta. They've found spiral symbols there too. They want to collaborate. She shows Victoria, who smiles. "It's spreading," Victoria says. "The network. The idea that helping can be quiet. That visibility isn't the same as vanity. You started something. We started something. If you hadn't found me. If you hadn't understood what I was trying to say with those symbols. If you hadn't documented it in a way that others could see." Maya thinks about that first email from Detective Wells. The unexpected call. The choice to go to Seattle instead of finishing her cat project. "No experience is wasted," she says. "Every story connects to another story." They watch as an older woman stops in front of a photo. She's staring at the spiral symbol. Her eyes fill with tears. She touches the glass gently, reverently. Victoria notices too. She crosses the gallery, speaks quietly with the woman. Maya doesn't hear the conversation, but she sees the woman nod. Sees Victoria write something down, an address, maybe, or a phone number. Sees the woman leave with purpose in her step. When Victoria returns, Maya doesn't ask. Some stories aren't hers to tell. But she takes a photo. Victoria's hand, holding a pen. In the margin of her notebook, another spiral symbol. Still marking the way. Still helping people find what they need. Still reminding everyone that sometimes the best way to be found is to leave a trail for those who know how to look. The photography contest prize includes a feature in National Geographic. Maya declines. Instead, she publishes the series independently under a Creative Commons license. Free to share. Free to adapt. Free to use. The spiral symbol becomes public domain. Anyone can draw it. Anyone can follow it. Anyone can add to the network. Within 6 months, the mark appears in 4 to 7 cities. Within a year, it's global. Victoria's network expands too. The Ashford Foundation, now run entirely by Victoria, with Marcus handling the business structure, funds safe houses in 12 states. Richard Ashford never tries to take control. He seems to understand, finally, that some things are more valuable when they are given away freely. Maya keeps photographing. She finds other invisible networks. Other stories hiding in plain sight. Other people leaving trails for those who need them. And sometimes, when she's editing photos late at night, she notices Mango in the background of someone else's social media post. Different city. Different photographer. Same torn ear. Same knowing expression. She never questions how he gets around. Some mysteries are better left unsolved. She just smiles and adds the photo to her archive. Evidence that the story continues. Evidence that what seems impossible, a vanished bride, a traveling cat, a network of help hidden in symbols, becomes possible when someone cares enough to look. Subscribe for more stories about the invisible connections that shape our world. Share if you've ever found a trail someone left for you to follow.